What's up, C3 Squad? Welcome back. Cocktails, Code, and Conversation live podcast tonight on a very special day. It is C3 Day. Man, I've been waiting for this day for so long. Y'all just don't understand. And it was great to see all the love out there today on C3 Day. I appreciate everybody taking the time to take a picture, post it with the hashtag C3 Squad all over social medias. Man, we were worldwide today. We had check-ins from Canada. We had check-ins from Georgia. We had check-ins from Michigan, Florida. We was everywhere, man. We was out here, C3 Squad. We was out here. And I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me from day one of this podcast. This has been an experience, and I've loved every single minute of it, and going to continue to do more and bring you guys more good content coming on the way. And yeah, feels good. Feels good. So before we get into everything for today, we got to do two quick things, right? I got a lot of announcements coming for you guys today, a lot of news that I want to share with you all. Very excited to share that with you. But before we do that, you guys know what it's all about, right? On the Corner Podcast Network, right? We have a podcast network for Black and Brown voices to make sure that they have a space, that content creators have a space to get out their perspectives. And as part of that, right, as we start to kind of bring on advertisers to the network, part of the things that I love to do is to showcase some Black-owned businesses. So we're going to do that right now in the first opening segment. This is our ad segment. These are some up-and-coming Black business owners that I want to highlight, give love to, hopefully send them some business depending on your taste. So let's get to that real quick. Got a couple for you. We're going to start those off, and then we're going to get to the show, people. All right, here we go. First up, coming up, let's take a look at Brownsville Watch Company. Favorite watch company right now, and that is Bronzeville Watch Company. I fell in love with these watches when I had the pleasure of meeting the owners earlier this year. You know, back when we can actually go outside and travel, seems like forever ago. I was in Chicago then for All-Star Weekend, and I met them at an event, and I absolutely fell in love with these watches. Ended up buying one myself. I love the piece. I wear it all the time, and they're just great pieces. So definitely check them out. As you see, got a nice classic feel to it. This one's currently sold out. I'm waiting for some more watches to come back in stock. But Bronzeville Watch Company, tell them David Lee sent you. Tell them the C3 podcast sent you. And check them out. Make a California peeps. All my listeners coming out from Southern California, listen, if you have not had Noonie Poo Cupcakes, Noonie Poo Cake Boutique yet, I'm telling you, you are missing out. When I tell you these are the best cakes and best cupcakes you will ever taste in your life. No cap. Delivers out in Southern California. Again, like the custom cakes, the cupcakes. Let's just take a look at this. Like, look at some of the custom cakes, the creativity that she puts into this. It's awesome. I've known the owner, Ms. Danielle Edwards, for a long time now. We went to high school together, but I'm a big time fan. Have had her cupcakes numerous times. So definitely suggest it. If you're down in the Southern California area, holidays are coming up. It's kind of late for the Thanksgiving orders, but if you got something that you want to do for Christmas, please check her out. Noonie Poo Cake Boutique. You can catch her information right here on Instagram. There's her phone number. No DMs. Call or text for inquiries. Let them know David Lee and the C3 podcast sent you her way. All right. And so we're back. Shout out to real quick to Brownsville Watch Company and Noonie Poo Cake Boutique. So check them out. Send them some love, people. So let's start it up. Opening toast, right? The drink of tonight is a GIn and Tonic Aviation gin. As you can see back there, Ryan Reynolds, what's up? Appreciate it. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for showing the label, but it is what it is. Just some real simple this time. Real simple tonight. Aviation GIn and Tonic. GIn and Tonic is actually one of my, I won't say one of my favorites, but it's a go-to drink of mine that I like to make it at home because it's simple. But people that know me know I'm a big old-fashioned guy. But we're not doing that, and I just want some chill, GIn and Tonic. So that's the cocktail for the night because we're gonna chill. We're gonna be nice and just kind of informal, talk about some things, sip on a GIn and Tonic. So when we start this off, every C3 Live going on, we're gonna start off with our opening toast. And so today, as we are toasting, a couple of things that I want to talk about. Number one, let's toast to the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday for those in the U.S. The Thanksgiving holiday is coming up, and I think for most people, this Thanksgiving holiday is going to be a little different in a lot of different ways. But this year has brought a lot of change for us and a lot of tragedy in a way. Well, not really in a way, a lot of tragedy. We've had a lot of deaths due to pandemic here in the US, but then even just worldwide. So it's been a crazy year for all of us. And so as we kind of come into the holidays, as part of this toast, just remember the things that count. Remember your family members. I know we're keeping the Thanksgiving small, keeping the holiday gatherings, tight this year, but check in on your people, check in on your fam. Zoom and FaceTime is one way to keep connected. But let's remember what brings us together, and instead of the things that kind of keep us apart. And also on this opening toast, a very special opening toast. Shout out to my brother from another mother, Robert Block. I see you, brother. This one's for you, and I can't wait to when the world opens up again. We can get a chance to travel, do all the things we do, and catch up. So to everybody on the holidays, to my buddy Robert Block, opening toast. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So let's get to it. I want to start out with some announcements, right? The first announcement is that I am happy to report that I'm no longer a free agent. I am off the bench. I am back fully employed. I now work for Cloudinity, which is a great company. I'm super excited to work there. I recently put out a post. I think I actually just posted today. There's an article on my LinkedIn just kind of talking about why I decided to choose Cloudinity. And, I'm really excited to be there. There's a lot of good things going on in the identity industry right now. And I'm excited. And I'm excited to be with a team that's fun and dedicated to just kind of going out and, making change, making customers happy, and doing all those good things. So it's truly excited about that. So happy to be kind of, back in the swing of things, and looking forward to doing some great and amazing things. So Cloudinity, definitely check them out. Again, you can check out the article on LinkedIn. And I wanted to give that just because it's news. I wanted to update you all. Like, you guys are my extended family, and I want to share this and these important things in my life with you. That's some news right there. So, excuse me, as you guys know how I am, this is always completely independent. This podcast and the things that I talk about here are always independent of anything that I do for anybody that I'm employed for. But obviously, some things will bleed over just because, I like sharing news with you guys. So that's cool. So that's one announcement. The next announcement is this show right here. C3 Live will now become a weekly show starting this week, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Me, you, a cocktail, your friends, we're going to be chilling and talking about all kinds of things, right? We're going to continue to talk about identity and access management. I'll get on my soapboxes and tell some things of where I see some things are coming and have some interesting conversations. And as always, this is going to be interactive, right? I want you guys to send questions and chat, and we can go back and forth. This is a really time to kind of, dig into some of those things, but also, going to be continue to talk about the diversity and inclusion, right? We're never going to stop away from that on the C3 podcast. Always going to be talking about that. But weekly, every Wednesday at 6 p.m., this is where you can find me, sitting here with a cocktail and a drink, waiting for you to hop on the stream and we can talk about it. So I'm very excited to announce that we'll be doing that every week. Also, a big announcement: the Jumpstart Awards deadline extension. Okay, so if you're new to the pod, if you're new to the channel, right? The last C3 Live that I did, I announced that the Jumpstart Awards in partnership with Uber Ether. Appreciate you so much, Uber Ether. Shout out. We are giving away money, basically, right? So 6 participants will get the chance to get access to Coursera for completely free to jumpstart their career in IT or cybersecurity. And originally, the deadline was the end of this month, but I'm going to extend that to the end of the year because we want to get as many people to apply as possible and want to get this spread out to everybody. So as you're listening to this, if you watch this on the replay, the Jumpstart Awards, here's the URL. Hit it up. All you got to do is apply. So if you're looking at this and be like, man, I've always wanted to get into IT or cybersecurity. I've wondered what it's like, but I want to maybe get some training, find a certificate. Coursera.org has tons of classes, even has some certificate classes that can help you get started. So go to this link right now, go apply, very simple. And, go from there. Like I said, 6 participants, we're going to be giving them access for free. It's going to be on us. And this is part of just kind of what I want to continue to do, and what we want to continue to do at On the Corner Media Group, is to continue to make sure that we're making a place for people of color and women in all fields, right? Making sure that their voices are heard. But for me, near and dear to my heart, especially in the tech field, to make sure that we make this possible to get more of these people in place. And as you see, as I'm messing around, because I'm noticing that the pop filter is off, and now I'm trying to fix it. This is what happens when you do stuff live. Crap like this happens. Also, as you're watching this, if you guys know of a good mic stand holder, please let your boy know, because right now I am holding this with my other hand, so it stays right here. But neither here nor there. The Jumpstart Awards deadline extended to the end of the year. Please, 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 guys, share this. Share this with anybody, everybody. Just share it with your network. We want to get as many participants as we can, as many applicants as we can, so we can get these participants and help somebody jumpstart their career. So really, really excited about that announcement. Once again, shout out to Uber Ether partnering with us to make this happen. And this is not a one-time thing. We're going to continue to do this. This is going to be at minimum an annual thing, and maybe even a quarterly thing. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely going to start slow and make sure that it's an annual thing. So the Jumpstart Awards, if you're looking to get into IT cybersecurity field, we got you. We got you. We got to wait for you to get started. So there we go. Got one more special announcement. I'm going to wait a little bit longer for that one. But for now, it's story time with Dave. Take a little sip there. Gather around. Get your cocktail. I want to talk to you guys about, the last kind of month and a half, almost 2 months, has been trying for me. And as I said, as I shared with everybody on the last pod, I broke my ankle in October, right in the beginning of October. I was riding my bike, wiped out, and gone, right? Broke my ankle, tore a tendon. It was crazy. Or tore a ligament. Yeah, it was crazy. So it's been a rough road, like with surgery and just, kind of being hobbled around. Finally now on a walking boot, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's starting to get to the point where, going into PT here in the next couple of weeks and getting the flexibility back in my ankle. And so part of that, my mom flew in from Cali to help me just kind of around the house. And, while she was here, it was interesting, guys. It was, there was a night that I tweeted out, something to the effect that, I'm sitting here just, watching TV with my mom. And it was, that's all it was. We were just watching, I can't remember what we were watching. Maybe we were watching a game show or something like that. Or maybe some home improvement show. She likes home improvement shows. But it was just cool. And we were just sitting there watching, and literally, and I was like, take time to enjoy the little things. Just take that in, right? Something as simple as that, like, just spending time with my mom. And I love that moment. And literally the next day, she had an accident and ended up falling in and hurting her, actually fracturing her shoulder. Traumatic experience for me. Like, if to see your parent in pain is not something I would wish on anybody. And she's recovering now. She's good, she's fine. But so it has been crazy. So here she comes to help me because I broke my ankle, and then she fractures her shoulder. And so these last couple of weeks as we've been dealing with that and kind of helping her out, and me kind of dealing with recovering from my ankle, like, it really kind of makes you focus in on, the things that are important in life. And so definitely, as we kind of, like I said at the beginning of this, get into this holiday season, man, hold the people close to you, man, and let them know that you care, and cherish those times. With all the stuff that we got going on, there's so many things that we can focus on. We can focus on the negative, focus on the positive things that we have going on. So to bring a little light to this story, I want to tell you guys how my mom is the queen of finesse. She always has been. Now, granted, possibly because, she's my mom. And so, you always want to listen to your parents. But it was, probably maybe about a week ago. Right? Let's just say it was a Monday. We're sitting downstairs, I don't know what we're watching. And she says, hey, I think it'd be really good if you had a recliner. And I'm like, okay, sure. I mean, that sounds like a good idea, Mom. I'll think about it. That's on Monday. 2 days later, she's like, Wednesday, she's like, hey, so did you look at the recliners? Are you going to order one? I was like, wait, I didn't say that I wanted a recliner. You said, you think it would go good to have a recliner, but, maybe I'll look at it. So she goes, well, I just really think you should have a recliner. You can rest, you can get your feet up. You need to be elevating your foot. And I'm like, oh, okay. So this is something that you think would be good for me to have in my house. Okay. I'll think about it. She goes, I really think you should get it. And so, we all know, like when a parent says that, it's like, okay, in other words, you need to get this recliner. So I was like, all right, fine. I go look at recliners, and I said, okay, we'll order one. Find a recliner, order it. Can't go into the store, so we order it online. Gets delivered. Simple delivery. It was like in two pieces they put it together. So now my mom is not a very tall woman. Maybe like 5'4", 5'3", somewhere around there. I'm 6'1", 6'2" ish, and so we get this recliner, and I'm like, all right, it looks pretty good. It's got like a rocker to it, things like that, or whatever. Didn't really fit me, right? Like I'm just kind of too tall for it. I'm not really comfortable in it. She sits down in this recliner and was just like, oh, this is so comfortable, son. Man, I can't tell you how good this feels. And I'm sitting here thinking, this woman then finessed me into buying a recliner for her in my house where she doesn't even live. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So now I have a recliner that I really don't fit in, but fits my mom perfectly. Moral of the story, your parents get whatever they want. And it's just how it works, right? It's a circle of life, right? Like when we were kids, we asked for stuff, they got it to us. And then you get older, they ask for stuff, you just get it for them. So there you go. Story time of day. If you ever meet my mom, she will finesse you into doing things that you really didn't want to do and make you think that it was your idea. It's how she works, how she operates. Love her to death for it, though. All right. So end of story time. Let's move into the main topic. One of the things that I really want to talk about today, and that's this kind of subject that I've been kind of beating around for the past couple of weeks, and really even before that. And I'm going to call it the next wave of identity, right? And when we look at identity and access management, we've come a long way. Also, shout out to Sex Zeta. So a week ago, or maybe a couple of weeks ago now, I can't remember. I was lucky enough to moderate a webinar. Now, like when I tell you, this was the best identity and access management webinar you've ever seen in your life. And if you missed it, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. It was literally the best identity webinar ever. And I'm not saying that because I was a moderator. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But the point is, if you missed that webinar, you need to go check it out. Before the end of this show, I will find the link for you and post it here. But it was talking about the evolution of identity, right? And how far the identity access management industry has come. And, over the last couple of weeks, specifically these last 2 weeks, I've just been really kicking in like, what's next, right? And I've always said the last couple of years that identity is on the precipice of disruption, right? We've grown through this industry to the point to where we wanted it for so long to be in the main topics when it comes to security, that now it's there, right? And so we get that part. The projects are getting funded way more than they were before, and that's great. But now we need to start looking at how the overall industry has changed, right? We develop applications completely different than we did 10 years ago, right? And we're going to continue to move at a pace and at a scale that traditional models just aren't going to be able to keep up with, right? So we really need to start thinking about how we can modernize how we deliver these services and really truly make it just that, services that developers and businesses can use and consume, but they don't really have to bog them down in that process. And so one of the things that I was looking at was really when you look at, 2020 and what happened with the pandemic, and it's kind of forced us to kind of take this notion of really what zero trust network is, meaning like the corporate network is gone, right? The corporate network is me sitting at the table from my Wi-Fi, like logging in for a Zoom meeting and trying to access, some SaaS apps, right? That really is the new corporate network. And so what we've been talking about, if you combine, zero trust architectures and contextual authentication and authorization, is we've been really talking about and building the pieces for the last couple of years to build up to this, to where what we're really saying is like, hey, we want to allow identity and access management services to really just kind of be there as you need them, kind of just in time services to allow you to build and accelerate your application development and your monetization of your organization how you need it to, right? And for me, the one exciting thing is I really think we're finally close to ripping authorization from the developers, getting it out of the applications and into a place where it's truly just serviceable, right? And you can just either call out to a service, and really the utopia is you don't even call out to a service. It's just there, right? By deploying into a secure infrastructure, these things are just automatically protected for you. Now, I know that's a little pie in the sky, but not really when you think about it. We have a lot of the components that we need to get there. And so I really feel like when you look around at identity and access management, we're starting to get some of these components, authentication, single sign-on. These things are now just table stakes, right? They've commoditized to the point that we understand these are the things that are needed. The open standards of how we connect with OAuth and OIDC, right? We're starting to understand kind of how these things work and offer them truly as services. The next is authorization as we start to get on that front. And now you start to put the pieces together and realize that we can deliver solutions that really serve as a call out for these developers to be able to build and continue to go at the pace that they do with these applications and these infrastructures. And identity access management servers are just right there along helping out. And so I'm really interested to see how we progress it. I think we've got a window over the next, I would say, 2 years, both as practitioners, as vendors, as customers, to really start challenging the way we think about this and start looking at architecture and saying, how can we start to make this easier, simpler, and faster? Right? Let's get past, how we usually think about it and really start challenging ourselves to think about it differently. And really, I always challenge the practitioners, right? The consultants, because this is where I cut my teeth on identity, right? And even the vendors, right? Is that we've got to be better at looking at the problems and giving them innovative solutions, not just listening to customers and saying, okay, I'm going to go bill you, 400 hours to go get exactly what you want, but listening to their pain points and then thinking innovatively and saying, okay, what are some of the things that we can do using this modern technology to make this easier? What if we truly could build it to where, let's just say, right now we build AWS infrastructures with a click of a button. What if we could build you and provision you an infrastructure and provision you the services in that infrastructure, your authentication service, your authorization service, your compliance service, your audit service, and it's all just baked into the infrastructure. So now when you build your application and you deploy it, the things are just there. Right? You deploy your application, it's going to say, okay, cool, you're going to come and access this application, you're going to need to authenticate. So I'll authenticate you. And then once you're authenticated, I'm going to authorize where you're getting to this part of the application, this part of the API, this part of the service that you're accessing. I can authorize that. Oh, by the way, everything's going to be audited into the audit services, so you can query and see the audit service, and then you can do compliance as well, right? Because I can drive compliance right into my authentication and authorization service and understand what's been authenticated, who's authenticated, what they were authorized to do, and where I'm assigning that access, right? So I'm really interested to see over the next couple of years how we continue to push and evolve that, right? And you guys know me, I'm always pushing us to think about how we can do things better, how we can take advantage of modern technology to build that. So that's the soapbox for today on the main topic. Something that I'm really been thinking about, like I said, hard over the last couple of weeks, but really just off and on the last couple of years is really just kind of looking at that and watching how technology has evolved. Right, another big thing that I think is going to help drive this is self-sovereign identity. Right now, for those purists, right, I'm not saying that it is the end all be all, but this concept of bring your own identity, I think is getting stronger and stronger, right? And we see it on the consumer side all the time, right? So you can go log in with Facebook, sign in with Apple, right? Sign in with Google, right? This concept of that, we really want to empower the user to control and legislate their identity, and then bring that to us to authenticate, and we'll provide them a service that allows them to authenticate, right? And so as we start to think about that, we start to decentralize how identity really is handled. And so when we're no longer a monolithic at controlling and provisioning out identities, but now we have to accept and verify identities, context becomes really important, right? The context of how they authenticate, the context of how we authorize them becomes, truly important as we start to look at, more decentralized things. And that allows us to move a lot faster. Faster is not always better though. Right. And I think that if you've been in this field for any amount of time, really just technology, you realize that just because you do something fast doesn't necessarily mean you did it right. I've got the code to prove it. I think we've all been there. So interesting times that we're going to have coming along in the identity sector. And that's really it for tonight. All right. Don't really have much. Oh, I'm lying. I've got one more surprise and update for you guys. So we got a merchandise update. Super excited. We have more merch coming to the merch store. One of the things that I've been working on is just kind of figure out some fun stuff for you guys to have, for the C3 squad to have. And so I have got a very special limited edition hoodie that I want to share with you all. Now, what I'm getting ready to share to you is it's a prototype, right? Want to get your feedback here, right? As people kind of catch the replay, kind of tune in, let me know what you think. Thinking about releasing this as a limited edition probably next month, for December, January, that you can get off of the C3 store. But definitely working on some new merch. We got some stickers coming in to the C3 merchandise store and some little apparels. So I'll show you one. I'll show you the fail. This was a iPhone case cover. So I don't like the way the C3 Squad logo kind of came out. It's kind of too dark. Really didn't like this one. But looking at some things like this coming to the merch store. So excited about that. So 1 second. We'll be right back. And I'm going to show you this limited edition hoodie that I am really excited about. Be right back. And we are back. So here you have it, guys. Limited edition C3 Squad hoodie. I really kind of like the design of this one with the white new C3 Squad logo. I'm going to be updating the merch coming soon with the C3 Squad logo. Nice, white hoodie. We got the Cocktails Code and Conversation on the side, and we even have an imprint on the back. I'll be posting onto the website all the different views of the hoodies. Give me 1 second. Let me get my headphones back on. So super excited about this, and I'm realizing that it's kind of hard to show you guys all of this when I'm sitting down. But let me move the mic. There it is. C3 Squad. Limited edition hoodie. So let me go. Let me know what you guys think about it. Post it onto the website. Post some pictures. I'll probably do maybe, I don't know, like 10 or 15. Put them on the website. See if you guys like them. Nice little hoodie. We all know I love hoodie season. Great thing to do. And that, my friends, my C3 Squad members, that is tonight's show. Super, super, super excited for all the things we got coming up. I'm lying. I still got some more announcements for you guys. The backlog for conversations. Let me tell you all about some of the guests that I have coming on. So number one, a phenomenal woman that's doing some amazing work down in Houston in the field of diversity and inclusion. And it was crazy, how we met. I was literally scrolling in a LinkedIn post, and I watched her post after I think it was the Wells Fargo CEO put his foot in his mouth and basically said that, we can't find no good Black talent, right? Okay, he didn't really say that, but basically saying that it was really hard to find diverse talent, that the pool wasn't there. And, she went in with facts. And, of course, I read that, and, obviously, I was in my feeling as well, because I was just like, nah, man, that can't work. Brad Toomey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Trisha, I see you too. Appreciate you. So we ended up linking up. I did a custom event, Change the Politics, Change the Game. She was my guest host on that, or not guest. She was my guest on that as we kind of talked about that. And then I said, we got to do more things together, because I just think that what she's doing in Houston is phenomenal, and what she's doing for the industry. So working to get her on the podcast. We're going to be having a conversation. I've got some entrepreneurs for you in the world of identity access management, linking that up. They got a small identity access management firm. I got a college classmate, and also a former coworker who've gone into business together, going to be working to get them on the pod. So lots and lots more, guys. There's more things, coming down the pike as far as the conversation. So those are going to be coming soon. Working on the backlog, working on logistics and scheduling, and the cadence that you're going to see is those will drop every Wednesday morning. As we get them in, they'll drop every Wednesday morning. But every Wednesday night at 6 p.m., it's me, you, and a cocktail, chilling, talking, talking about all the different things that's going on at DNA Access Management. Start probably to bring some more security things and just whatever it is that I see that day that I think would be good for us to have a conversation about. It's what's going to be going down. So I appreciate all of the C3 squad members. C3 Day has been a success in my playbook. Like I said, we spanned all around the world. We can count that because Canada is not America, so that counts as the rest of the world. But shout out to Canada. Shout out to my buddy Tim Dickinson. Shout out to Chris Stewart. I know once you get your merchandise in there, we had some logistics problems as Canadian Customs, I guess, was being un-Canadian like. But appreciate everybody that supported. Appreciate everybody that's bought some merchandise. Even if you haven't bought some merchandise, but you've been listening, I appreciate you. I'm seriously, every single one of you. This has been an amazing journey. The limited edition C3 Squad hoodies will be going up in December, so you can go and get one. Get nice and cozy if you're in an area where it gets cold. For those of you that are in areas like California where it don't get cold, well, I mean, just get the hoodie anyway because you think it's nice. So with that, y'all know what it is. Till the next cocktail, to the next conversation. Y'all stay safe out there. Look, this holiday season, keep it small, keep it intimate. You can call your loved ones, you can FaceTime them, but look, let's do the right thing. Let's keep everything together. Let's stop the spread of this thing, and let's go into 2021, with a positive outlook. All right. Y'all have a good night. Happy Turkey Day. We'll see y'all later. I'm out.